who are you having on this Sunday? I said, Maven. She goes, oh, man, I love that guy. So there's a perfect example. Does my wife watch wrestling?
No.
Does my wife hate wrestling?
You guys watch This Is Us.
So there you go.
Well, first and foremost, I'm sorry.
Thank you. Thank
that
you.
you have to go through that.
Well,
I just don't view myself that way. I mean, I'm on the train going in and out of the city every day, and it might be 2 or 3 times a week that people recognize me. So
That's a lot. I think that's a lot.
I mean, yes.
I bet you
going
put
back
Stone Cold on a train, and I bet you maybe some more people might notice, but I bet you he could cruise on a train, people wouldn't say shit to him
Well,
either.
20 years ago, I would go into a grocery store and literally everybody would.
Absolutely,
But,
yeah.
you know, obviously with time, as time passes, you know, memories fade.
Hey, look at us. They wiped out our channel.
Right.
People forgot who the fuck we were.
We're fading right in front of you.
Right in front of us.
We're already ghosting.
You know what
Well,
I
I'm
think?
glad you could have me on to go ahead and give it that extra kick in the ass out the door.
That's the spirit.
So, Maven, thanks for coming on the show.
My
How's
pleasure.
your health and how's your family?
Family's good. My health is good. Now, I'm starting to run into, you know, the regular normal stuff that wrestlers run into, the wear and tear on the body. My neck, my back, I mean, they constantly hurt. And when I say constant, I mean there's not one day I wake up now where I'm not in pain. That said, I would still have done everything I did. I wouldn't have changed a thing. I knew what I was signing up for. I knew it wasn't ballet.
Oh, so in other words, you're not like Mick Foley, who's now crying the blues because now his head hurts. He can't walk anymore, and he's going on social media. Oh, my life, I can't do anything anymore.
You don't think it was the match where he threw himself off the Empire State Building? do you?
Yeah, onto a table. Now, Mick and I had, you know, vastly different careers, and I have nothing but for respect for his in-ring work.
Oh, sure.
And the ground that he laid. I know for me, you know, at 46 now, everything hurts. But here's what I hate, and when I say hate, I mean with a passion. It's when I see any athlete get on in their 50s and they say how much, you know, they would have done something different if they would have known differently. No, you wouldn't have. Because when we're in our 20s, when we're young, and when somebody's flashing money and fame in front of you, your blinders are up.
Right.
And you have tunnel vision,
Right.
and you're going to do whatever it takes to get both.
Right.
I will still admit it. There's nothing I would have done back then that, knowing what I'm going through now, I would have changed.
So what you're trying to say when Mick Foley says he did this for the fans, really he's full of shit. He did it for himself, and he did it for the money, right?
Anybody that stands up there and says that they did it for the fans, I'm not saying that they didn't do it for the fans. The fans is probably a byproduct of it.
Of course.
But the fans, anybody that says that they did do something for the fans, it's because of the feeling that we elicit from that fans chanting, from the fan reaction. That's what becomes a drug. So it's inevitable something for them while doing it for the fans.
Right.
By the way, Rhonda M says, Maven is one of my favorite people in the entire world. So see, I was right again.
There you go.
Am I always right?
Well, I'll tell you why I agree with you and do think you're right.
Thank you, Rhonda.
If you line up 10 wrestling fans of today,
Right.
Sure, I agree with you that they may go MJF. I recognize him. But I think what Mike's getting at is that you were part of one of the biggest eras in pro wrestling history where a billion people were watching.
Yeah.
So I think what he means is that if you just pull any 10 random people off the street, they might remember you quicker than they would the current wrestling niche that's watching MJF on TNT. You know?
Very, very true.
That's what I'm thinking he means by this, you know?
I'll be honest. I don't watch the products nowadays. I don't watch any of it.
Okay.
If you've watched 5 seconds of wrestling, you've watched more than I have in the last few months.
Gotcha.
And it's not that I don't like the product. Here's you might appreciate this. Whenever anyone asks me, whenever I tell them, man, I don't watch wrestling, they're like, oh, why not?
That sounds like somebody we know. Go ahead.
And my answer is inevitably, I don't want to see my ex living her best life, moving on without me.
Boy, do I get it.
Yeah,
I do
why
get
do I
that,
want to
yeah.
get kicked in the nuts on a daily basis
Right.
of something that didn't want me?
You truly loved what you were doing.
I did.
If you feel that way, you truly, truly loved what you were doing.
I loved everything about it. The good, the bad, the ups, the downs.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, the money.
I
was
kind
good.
of think too. If you were like a multimillionaire, you wouldn't walk around with no teeth in your mouth too, right?
Right. You go to a dentist,
You
right?
would put dentures
Absolutely.
in,
Right.
I would do something.
See
Pearly
Mick
whites.
Foley, even Maven saying, "Put some teeth in your mouth, clown."
Yeah, you can afford to chew the McDonald's. At least look good when you do
I'll
it.
tell you what, if I didn't have teeth in my mouth, that landing strip question